Patty. Welcome to Red Empress Tarot's Twin Flame 101 segment on Is This Person My Twin Flame? This is one of the big questions that we all ask ourselves, sometimes over and over and over again. It's challenging. Let's face it, a lot of us, before we discover that we even have a twin flame, or discover that this journey even exists, or that we're part of it, are not always the most spiritual people. I know that there was a long period in my life where I didn't consider myself very spiritual. I grew up in a Christian religion, and as we moved around different cities when I was growing up, we went to different churches. And so I got some different takes on spirituality. And I think that helped me learn to filter for myself what I believe, what resonates with me as truth. And I think that that's true for everybody, is that we need to tap in to ourselves and figure out what resonates for us. There are so many mind-blowing things as you go along this path. And, you know, you often ask yourself, am I crazy? And, you know, the answer is no, you're not crazy. It really is just complex. And, you know, being a twin flame is not something that everybody recognizes or is ready to recognize yet. So some will never recognize that in this lifetime. Many people won't. And so a lot of people have no frame of reference for what a twin flame even is. And if you try and talk to them about it, they'll think you're nuts. That's just fact. And so I limit who I talk to about my twin flame journey, at least who I initiate conversations with, because I know that a lot of people just aren't ready to hear that. I am totally willing to talk about it openly with anyone that wants to discuss it, but I don't push it on people because I know that it's like a dog seeing a rainbow. You know, all the other dogs don't get it. You know, what are you talking about? There are no other colors, but they exist, and twin flames exist. This journey exists. It's just whether or not you're ready to have that perception and see it. So, is this person your twin flame? Let me give you some ways to determine. There's not a quiz you can take that's just going to tell you. Like, you can't go on Facebook and there's no quiz where you can, you know, click on the clickbait and and it'll tell you, you know, yes, definitively this person is your twin. It really is something that you have to filter through yourself and determine for yourself. Nobody can tell you. You might be able to go to a reader and they'll get a download about it and be able to give you a better idea. And that's something certainly that happens. I offer that kind of reading. It's actually my least expensive reading because I feel like it's such an important question for people to be able to answer it. And it's hard to answer for yourself. So I like to make that really easy and accessible to try and get some answers about. But you really can filter this through yourself. So let's talk about a few things that a twin flame is and isn't. A twin flame is a soulmate. It's your highest level soulmate. And you've come here to do some specific work together. And you do this over many lifetimes. It's not just this lifetime. So this is someone that you've been with in past lives and you will be with in future lives. Let's talk about when you meet this person. When you meet this person, you're going to have an immediate magnetic pull towards them. It'll be like no other relationship you've ever had. The only thing I've ever been able to liken it to is to my relationship with my daughter. You know, when she was born, even before she was born, there was this magnetic draw to her. She's part of me. And it's kind of like wearing your heart on the outside of yourself, having a child. And a twin flame is kind of similar. it's having this person that is part of you, is connected to you always. And so there's always a magnetic draw to want to be with them. You want to be with them. You wish them well. They can make you madder than anyone, just like your kid. It is truly a special, unique relationship. A lot of people mistake a soulmate for a twin flame. A twin flame is a subset of soulmates, but it's a very high level soulmate, and we have many soulmates. So sometimes we'll meet a soulmate and we'll think they're a twin flame when truly we're in union with a soulmate. The difference, you're going to be able to tell. A twin flame you're going to meet, it will be an immediate at-home connection. You will feel like this is where you belong in the universe. And you will also trigger each other in really, really big ways. So your soulmate mirrors you. You may have mirrored childhood experiences, mirrored formative experiences, mirrored other life experiences. There will be things that are just parallel in your lives that are kind of not explainable. Not everything, but there will be things. You will both have some serious wounding issues to deal with in your life. And you will trigger each other in big ways. You know, sometimes we have wounds that we bury, you know, especially childhood wounds. And we don't want to deal with them. The problem with that is, in order to grow and heal and raise our vibration so we may ascend higher, closer to spirit, we have to do that work. And so our twin flames come along and they push those buttons. They trigger us to have those wounds open up. And, you know, when we go into separation, generally is when those wounds just fly open. And we have the opportunity then to take that even greater pain. You know, we may have a wound that's old, that's really painful, but then our twin flame does something along the same lines to us, hurts us in a similar way. And it's almost a greater pain because this is our twin. This is that person that we belong with, that we feel most ourselves with, and then they turned around and hurt us too. And it's just incredibly painful. It's really, really hard. But it happens for a very specific reason. This is divinely guided that this happens. And it happens so we have to open up those wounds and look at them again and give ourselves the opportunity to heal them. So your twin flame is always going to trigger you in some super significant way, sometimes multiple ways. So, you know, a soulmate you may meet and get in relationship with, and it's just harmonious. You know, you just feel at home with them. And that's because you've known them for lifetimes too. You have a contract to do something with them as well, but they're not triggering you in the way that your twin will. And so we get into this connection with the soulmate energy, and it feels so lovely and at home and warm. It can be passionate, but it can end, and we can go on, and we can just let them go, and everything's okay. You know, we may miss them in really significant ways, but with your twin flame, there is a yearning and a longing always for that person. No matter what transpires between you, you're going to miss them. You're going to want to be with them. You're going to be wondering what they're doing. And it can feel like obsession. It can feel like you're crazy. And really what it is this missing a piece of yourself. You know, we tend to label things as crazy when we don't understand them. And that's a societal norm. We just do that. But this is real. you're not crazy. A twin flame is someone that you will meet. You know, you may have a longing in your heart for something or someone and not know what it is, and know that you have a twin flame out there that you haven't met. That can definitely be the case. And it just means that in your soul journey, you and your counterpart aren't far along enough in your journey to find each other quite yet. So you can keep doing your healing. You can, look inside yourself, see where your blocks are, see where your pain points are, and work on those. That triggers your twin flame to do the same for you both to raise your vibration. So you can ascend a bit and maybe meet in this lifetime. I tend to address twin flames that have met, where you know this is your person, or you're asking yourself, is this your person? And you're going to know, because it's going to be the person that shakes you up the most, that affects you the most. It's going to be someone with reciprocal feelings. And this is a really important point. I know I've seen posts and different people talking about their twin flame being a celebrity, someone that they've never met because they have such a draw to that person. Or, the Starbucks girl, or, the guy at the mechanic station, whatever it is. If you've met this person and they have no draw to you, they're not drawn to you in any way, that's not your twin flame. There is a magnetic, immediate connection when you meet your twin flame. Sometimes very short-lived, because it's very easy for generally the masculine energy in the dynamic, but not always, for one partner or counterpart to be really freaked out by the intensity, because the twin flame dynamic is super intense. It's really like no other relationship you've ever had. You have these intense emotions that you may not be ready for, or you may be have internal damage that makes it scary for you, or you are not emotionally ready for that kind of commitment, because it really is a commitment. You have commitment in the 5D that never goes away. And having that come down into the 3D when you meet can be, it can be kind of scary. So typically one counterpart in the dynamic flees the other, called a runner and chaser dynamic. One counterpart often knows that, hey, this is my person. They might not even understand the word twin flame. But they know that this is my person, this is where I belong, this is my home. But the other one is just freaked out and they take off. And then you have separation. These are kind of ways that you can know that this is the story. We're all unique. Every story is different. There's not going to be two twin flame stories that are the same. We could all sit down and tell the same story, and there will be similarities, because we do have similarities in dynamic, but every story is going to be very different in details and how it happened. So if you're asking yourself, is this person my twin flame? Ask yourself if there is that magnetic pull. Ask yourself if there was reciprocal energy, if they felt as drawn to you as you did to them in the beginning. Ask yourself, was it healthy at one point, even for a little bit? Be really careful differentiating obsession from a twin flame. There are people that are abusive in relationships. If someone is physically abusing you, or you are physically abusing someone else, if there is true mental abuse happening, not just lashing out because of pain, but true mental abuse happening, that is not a twin flame dynamic, There may be some obsession going on there, but it is not a twin flame. Twin flames do not injure each other in that way. We do end up hurting each other because we're scared of the intensity and because we're not ready. And, you know, we can say words that we don't mean, or we can think we do mean them at the time, sometimes to push the other person away. We can run away. We can be with other people. We can do all kinds of crazy things that don't feel good to the other person, but we will not be truly abusive to each other. So that's something really important to understand. So if that's happening for you, that is not a twin flame dynamic. So, you know, that's basically how you can tell. Filter it through yourself, tap into your intuition. And you don't always listen to everyone that claims to be an expert on the subject. I know that I've had a multitude of readings, you know, 4 or 5, 6 maybe readings over the last year, talking about twin flame dynamic. And a lot of times the reader just wants to start off, well, is this a twin flame or not? Mostly because they don't want to waste your time. This is a really hard journey. We tend to romanticize it. Everybody says, oh, I want to be a twin flame. I wish I had a twin flame. And let me tell you, it's beautiful. And I would not trade mine, not for anything. Even though we're not in union, I'm not in union with my twin flame. But it's probably the hardest relationship you're ever going to have in your life. It is painful and rocky and beautiful and maddening, frustrating, sad. There are so many emotions that go with it. It is not an easy road. So just know that part of the journey is just a lot of hills and valleys. Okay. You know, readers tend to start with, are you really a twin flame? Because they don't want to send you down this path unless you're really on it, because it is hard. I would never want someone to be following these readings and believe someone that is their twin flame if it's a false twin. It's just a lot to take in, you know. But, you know, readers can be wrong too. I have had multiple readings, and all but one of the readers that I have had readings from did confirm my twin is my twin, even without asking. And I had one telling me, no, this person was karmic for me, which really didn't resonate with me. I was like, what? You know, I stopped following that reader. She didn't resonate with me anymore, and that's okay. Different readers are going to resonate with you at different stages in your journey, and some won't resonate at all. Just make sure that you're following your own intuition when you hear something. When you follow advice, follow your intuition. Always, always. So yeah, I mean, the real answer to is this my twin flame is you have to reach inside yourself and ask yourself if it is. But there are some guidelines there to follow on what the basic pattern of that relationship is likely to be like. Okay? Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you a little bit to make that determination, and I'll see you on the next segment of Twin Flame 101.